Today what we are going to do is the first lesson in A-level biology. So that will be the reason for learning A-level biology. So let me show you what biology is. So biology is made out of two Latin words, which includes bio and uh, logic part. So this bio part is for the living and for the logic part is for knowledge. So this is basically about the knowledge of living organism. So why we learn biology? So if someone asks you why you learn biology, so you have to know it's about living. We study all these living things in order to make use of them for the betterment of humans and also the betterment of earth and as well as the betterment of all the living organisms. So one thing is we have to know the biological diversity. So what are the organisms living on earth, how they interact, how they are useful to each other, and how are we going to save them. So this everything or biological diversity, or in other words we call as biodiversity, is one reason why we love biology. And the other one is we are connected these two together. So human body and its function and diseases and their causes, all these things are necessary because we have to know how the body functions and um, how these functions can get impaired. So if we know how the normal body functions, then once they get impaired, we know where to correct them, how much we have to correct. So if any one of you are planning to be doctors, so you will have a big, good understanding once you get into the medical school. And the plant life, the same things like for the human body and the diseases are applicable to plant life. And also there will be improvement in technology, plant production technology when you consider in the plant life. So that I can combine with sustainability in food production. So if you know the biology of plants well, then you can increase the food production by using various biotechnological um, biotechnological uh, events. So, say for an example, like tissue culture and various things, various strains of plants that are genetically modified in order to give a high yield of food production. So those are some things that can do when you know the biology of plants and you know when you know how to maintain a sustainable food production. And then one thing that is very, very important is addressing legal and ethical issues. So in order to maintain all these biological functions, we have established some legal issues. For an example, let me uh, say now there are threatened species, so they are not allowed to hunt or be killed, and so things like that. So what are the legal issues that are pertinent to these biological sources? So these are the things that we are going to talk about throughout the course in much more detail. So we'll meet in the next lesson next time, and keep subscribing to this channel for more. Bye.